PK gave this advice to his disciple CDP. He had taught her to create a garden of beauty, and then later he taught her to perfect it and then to use it. He also taught her how to dedicate it and turn it into a shrine of consecration, and to connect it in her mind with a thought of service. And he added, that which is thus created and used exists. And so today, he tells her, I would like to tell you that on the inner planes, your garden is of service to my group of disciples and to others in larger numbers than you think. It is a place of gathering for many and a place of refuge for a few. He asked her then to enter her tower and to climb to the summit and then to release the light which is in her. And that will be to the garden of her soul what the sun is to the gardens of the world. Then he asked her to watch the rays of light pouring out over the garden, awakening it to color and beauty, arousing it to movement and life, and calling forth the song of the birds and the hum of the bees, and to evoke it to a responsive loveliness. And this is exactly what we will be trying to do in our garden. And there, he tells her, I may meet you when the clouds of glamour roll away. Ponder on the symbolism hidden in this garden and work steadily from this center of love and light. So we'll heed DK's advice to CDP, and we will do the same. So then let's continue to build our healing garden as a group at some point within the 12 hours prior to the full moon, meeting DK there as he promised, and turning our garden into a shrine of consecration, and intending to offer it as a chalice for the love of hierarchy to be poured in selfless service to humanity. Let's gather in our garden. But before we do, let's align first. So raise the consciousness into the head, as high in the head as you can. Then carry that consciousness upward through the astral body, then to the mental body, onto the soul, visualizing a lotus fully open, scintillating with light, pulsating like a living heart, as a symbol of our soul body. And then let us place ourselves right in the center of our lotus, realizing that us, the personality, and us, the soul, are now one in consciousness. As we are one soul. From that point, definitely and consciously, assume the attitude of the observer. Now observe your personality below. From the soul's point of view, detached and objective. Visualize your etheric body below and see the energy flowing freely up and down the etheric spine. Then consciously throw soul energy down into the center at the base of the spine using indigo blue light, the color of the ray of love and wisdom. And now in our creative imagination, raise this light slowly via the 5 centers up the etheric spine, then to the ajna, then to the crown, and up into the soul body. And say the soul mantra with conviction, knowing that you are the soul voicing this mantra. I am the soul. I am light divine. I am will. I am love. I am fixed design. And sound one om as if you were the soul. And now let's build our garden. At the entrance to our garden, we stroll through arches of climbing roses, clusters of flowers in abundance overhead, and choose the colors that appeal to you. And as we stroll, let the roses gently caress your face and breathe in the delicate aroma of the cascading flowers percolating through the air. Small, lovingly trimmed emerald green bushes line the stony pathway. And hear the crunch of the stones under your steps, extending all your senses, your sense of sight, of smell, of hearing, and of touch. Along an embankment at the end of the archway, there are rows and rows of flowers, flowers of different hues and harmonizing tones of reds and greens and yellows, of all colors. And as we create these rows, we include our favorite flowers. The blooms shed fresh petals on the path, creating a soft carpet for us to walk on, releasing their individual fragrances as we step on them. On the opposite side of the embankment, we see right in the middle of our space of harmony, a lighthouse, standing tall and strong, shining beams of light in all directions as a symbol of our united group soul. And as we assemble there quietly, we hear a choir of birds fill the space with their clear, melodious notes, welcoming us to this unique space. A chorus of angelic voices sing a soft tune, accompanied by the sound of harps, divas gently strumming the chords. Sitting still around the lighthouse, we feel the gentle warmth of the rays of the sun. So let's feel the rays of the sun on our face, on our forehead, on our chest, on our back, warming us up, not only from the outside, but also from the inside. Feel it. In the background, the breeze softly swishing through the tall eucalyptus trees chants a melodic lullaby. These majestic trees, which DK tells us, are the most evolved of the vegetable kingdom, cast their protective shadows on the grass. Sunlight peeps through this peaceful garden with its healing rays. Around the lighthouse, we see a large, quiet pool of crystal clear blue waters. And flowing from the pool, we see rivulets as we hear the gentle trickle of water. We also see 3 wider streams of golden water flowing steadily. Across them are curved wooden bridges. In one area of the pool, float lotuses of all colors in all stages of bloom. Some are in full bloom, revealing their gorgeous jewel, while others are just budding and barely showing their true color, but all reflecting their light in the healing waters. Just beyond the pool, a hidden path leads to a cozy and serene corner. A few chairs and a bench, and a small fountain containing supercharged, vitalizing water, perfumed by a single floating lotus, create the perfect spot for an informal sharing of one's difficulties or words of wisdom. Inhale the perfume of the flowers, imbuing and permeating the air, as everything in this garden quivers with livingness. And in your imagination, bring in people that you would love to receive healing. Bring them in this little corner. Let them be imbued by the healing light and love of our garden. In the distance, we hear the soothing sound of water, and we follow it, and we come to a quiet pool where cascading water gently hugs rocks as it joyfully spills in a blue pool, while bubbles of spray ricochet spiritedly in the air. Lush ferns alongside the rocks draping in the water enhance the serenity of the place, while the fiery brilliance of the orange and red leaves surrounding trees brings warmth and invigorating energy to the area. In our mind's eye, we follow a pathway which leads us to flower beds. They are a riot of spring color, reds and creams and yellows and pinks of such vibrancy, winding their way like a gentle, living stream among the trees. A row of violet flowers on either side of the meandering bed happily follows the path of the flowers as they release their subtle perfume. Butterflies flutter through the air with their iridescent wings, attracted by the silent serenade of the blooms. They are like the flowers of the air. Their delicate and fragile wings are like floating petals, reaching the light and twinkling diamonds in the air. Buzzing bees serve the open spaces from flower to flower, seeking pollen, which looks like scintillating bright golden pixie dust. Nearby, the soft and gentle babble of the sound of the fountains reaches our ears. Lush green grass lines a gentle stream, like a soft, velvety carpet. Feel the coolness of the grass. The air is full of the sweet fragrance of the flowers in full bloom, adorning the fringes of the streams in this tranquil garden, quivering with life. Now, this garden that we've just created is our garden, our group garden. And let's take a moment to add a little corner which has our individual touch. The colors, the unique features and flora of your own country that you'd like to blossom in this serene space. Let's now invite the presence and the cooperation of the healing devas working under the Christ. The violet devas. Let's visualize them in our garden, enlivening it with their magnetism. And sitting quiescent, our hearts beating as one. Let's link up with each other as we say the healer's mantra aloud, together as one, with purity of motive, inspired by a loving heart. We offer ourselves for this work of healing. This offer we make as a group, and to the ones we seek to heal. Let's open our inner eyes endeavoring to hold our mind unwaveringly in the group light. We know that Master DK too stands steady, pouring out upon us his love and strength, and endeavoring to lift us up to a higher state of consciousness. We are now receptive to Master DK's radiant energy. The light of the lighthouse begins to shine brighter and brighter, intensifying gradually. soon this light begins to take shape, and a definite figure appears. It is that of Master DK. Let us then be impressed by powerful silent waves of golden light emanating from Master DK at the summit of our lighthouse, streaming through our harmonious group, irradiating the garden around us and imbuing it with spiritual goals and desire for liberation. Feel the silent, supernal light of Capricorn immerse the space in our group. Capricorn is the sign of the goat, which seeks its sustenance in the most rocky and arid of the world's places. As the goat, he is man, the earthly, human, greedy seeker after the satisfaction of desire, climbing to the heights of worldly ambition. Or man, the equally selfish aspirant, hunting for the satisfaction of his aspiration. In the early stages upon the mutable cross, he is man, the blend of desire, water, and the animal nature, earth. It is also the sign of the crocodile, which live half in the water and half on dry land. On the reversed wheel, he is man, the blend of soul and form. And thirdly, it is spiritually the sign of the triumphant initiate, the unicorn of God, the symbol of the unicorn with its one horn out thrust like a single spear upon his brow, instead of the two horns of the scavenging goat. Upon the fixed cross, the goat becomes the unicorn and leads to victory. The crocodile, the goat, and the unicorn depict three stages of man's unfoldment. The three horn signs, Aries, Taurus, and Capricorn, are the great transformers under the great creative plan. They are in the nature of catalysts. Each of them opens a door into one of the three divine centers of expression, symbols in the body of the planetary logos of the three higher centers in man: the head, the heart, and the throat. Aries opens the door into Shambhala, Taurus opens the door into hierarchy. And Capricorn, esoterically called the doorway into life of those who know not death, opens the door into the hierarchy in a higher aspect. In these signs and their relationship upon the fixed cross lies the mystery of the Makara and of the crocodiles. The symbol for the sign Capricorn is most mysterious. It conceals the mystery of the crocodiles or Makara. Note the Egyptian god holding an ankh, symbol of life itself, the hieroglyph of Venus, the hierarchical ruler of Capricorn. Note also the symbolic crocodile or Makara's headdress. The fifth creative hierarchy of the crocodile or Makara is governed by Venus, the hierarchical ruler of Capricorn. The fifth hierarchy is a dual one. This hierarchy wields, as we know, the dual aspect of Manas, one in the three worlds and one which makes itself felt in the higher spheres. They are the fivefold links, the benign uniters, and the producers of the atonement. Esoterically, they are the saviors of the race, and from them emanates that principle which, in conjunction with the highest aspect, lifts the lower aspect up to heaven. The units of the fifth hierarchy are called the hearts of fiery love. They save through love, and in their turn, these lives are peculiarly close to the great heart of love of the solar logos. These great redeeming angels, who are the sons of men on their own true plane, the mental, are ever therefore pictured as taking the form of 12 petaled lotuses. This symbology, linking them up with the sun of the divine love, the manifested solar system, which is said to be a cosmic 12-petaled lotus, and with the egoic causal lotus, equally of a 12-petaled nature. We have therefore a direct flow of energy flowing through from the logoic 12-petal lotus, the soul of the solar logos, to the 12-petal heart center in a human being, via the heart center of our planetary logos on the Buddhic plane hierarchy, to the central point of life in the atom. Thus, the tiny atom is linked with the center of life of the solar logos. From the heart center of our solar logos, right down to the nucleus of the tiniest atom. Let's ponder on this. Let's really absorb this statement or this thought. So then let us pause for a minute and think in the heart as a soul group, opening our hearts and minds as we visualize with Venusian quality the flow of life and love from the egoic lotus of our solar logos on the cosmic mental plane to his heart center on the monadic plane, and to the heart center of our planetary logos, our hierarchy on the Buddhic plane, then to all the solar angels, the hearts of fiery love on the mental plane, then to the heart center of all human beings, stimulating the very center of all etheric atoms on the etheric plane. Capricorn is the great sign of crystallization. So what are we crystallizing? In Capricorn, the man reaches either the height of personal ambition or he becomes the initiate, attaining his spiritual objective. So what is our spiritual objective? Capricorn marks not only the point of the deepest concretion and therefore of death, but also the point of the highest initiation and of entrance into the life aspect of deity. And this will is an expression of the law of sacrifice, being essentially that monadic essence identified with the will or purpose of the planetary logos. The basic sacrifice which the planetary Logos made was when he decided to incarnate and enter into the form of this planet. This was from pure choice, motivated by his fixed determination to function as the savior of the planet. So the initiate too, on his tiny scale, must learn to function as a savior and thus express the law of sacrifice through the medium of the developed, pure, reasoning will, and not simply from that of impulsive love and its activity. Here lies a basic distinction. The great theme of light underlies our entire planetary purpose. The full expression of perfect light, occultly understood, is the engrossing life purpose of our planetary Logos. The soul itself is light, and the entire hierarchy is a great center of light, causing the symbology of light to govern our thinking, our approach to God, and enabling us to understand somewhat the meaning of the words of Christ, I am the light of the world. These words carry meaning to all true disciples and present them with an analogous goal, which they define to themselves as that of finding the light, appropriating the light, and themselves becoming light bearers. Lastly, we have the center of life, where dwells the Ancient of Days, the eternal youth, the Lord of the world, Sanat Kumara, Melchizedek, God. Yet from that center streams the light of life, the light supernal. Our planetary Logos, called the Great Sacrifice, made the sacrifice to incarnate, owing to his ability to identify himself in full consciousness with the soul in all forms of life. Those seeds of life striving within the substance of the form and seeking added life and light, as the old commentary puts it. His response, as expressed in will, activated by fixed determination, was to meet the deeply hidden divinity within these seeds. The initiate, on his tiny scale, has to learn to work as a nourisher and savior of the seeds of life within all forms, with which he may achieve a measure of identification. Under this law of sacrifice, Sanat Kumara must turn his back upon the central spiritual sun, and with the light of his countenance, irradiate the path of the prisoners of the planet, acting as the sun and light of the planet until the day be with us and the night of Pralaya descends upon his finished task. The soul is portrayed as a lotus with 9 petals, hiding within these petals a central unit of 3 petals. And these in their turn secrete the central life, or the jewel in the lotus. Capricorn guards the secret of the soul itself, and this it reveals to the initiate at the time of the 3rd initiation. This is sometimes called the secret of the hidden glory. That is, when the electrical fire of pure spirit latent in the heart of the lotus is first contacted. Capricorn guards the secret of the soul itself. The mountain top, the 3rd initiation, when the electrical fire of pure spirit latent in the heart of the lotus is first contacted. So lost am I in light supernal, yet on that light I turn my back are the key words for the soul. Turn my back for service, for the upliftment of my fellow men. These are the key words for the soul. So then, let us be lost too in the light of the solar angel, or in the light of the hidden glory, the light of life, the light supernal in our identification with the solar self or the spiritual self, the hidden life within all forms. Let's visualize our lighthouse standing strong and detached in the middle of our garden, symbol of our silently united soul group as we lose ourselves in the light of Master DK at the summit, glowing as a powerful focal center of harmony, directing the light supernal in the heart of every blade of grass, every flower, every lotus, every tree, and every molecule of water and of air of our garden. And let us turn our back on the light of life, the light supernal, and let's distribute it as the one soul with no other goal but service, freely and selflessly to humanity. By visualizing the flow of unconditional love or the will to good emanating from the triangle, the avatar of synthesis, the spirit of peace, and the Buddha, empowering the Christ at the center, who blends these three energies of will to good, love, and light into one. Superimpose this radiating triangle on another triangle consisting of the Christ, Master DK, and our soul group. See these two triangles fuse and blend to form one triangle. And superimpose these blended triangles on our group chakric triangle as we vitalize it. And this triangle is made up of our group crown chakra, our group ajna, and our group alta major. As we bring this light and life right down to the etheric level, crystallizing it, materializing it, concretizing it. Direct this dispelling radiance of light and love and will to good via our group ajna, right eye, left eye triangle, and let us place it, impressing it over the three planetary outlets: London, Geneva, and New York. Concretizing it even further, humanity's etheric body be filled with light and life. And sound one Om as you visualize that. Say deliberately, slowly, the healer's mantra aloud in a low voice as we know the results. May the love of the one soul focused in this group radiate upon you, our fellow men, permeate every part of your body, healing, soothing, strengthening, and dissipating all that hinders service and good health. May this thrive under the strenuous conditions of the climb to the mountaintop and may the Makara further the metamorphosis of the goats into unicorns. Just like Christ does, daily standing under the great pine tree in his garden at sunset, with his hands uplifted in blessing over all those who truly and earnestly seek to aspire. So let's picture a great pine tree in our garden as well. And so let's gather around the Christ, Master DK and the healing ashram, under this pine tree, saying the great invocations together as one group. Let's intone the first and the second invocations. First, knowing that these invocations embody the will of the planetary logos. So therefore, let us say them as we grasp their significance. Let the forces of light bring illumination to mankind. Let the spirit of peace be spread abroad. May men of goodwill everywhere meet in a spirit of cooperation. May forgiveness on the part of all men be the keynote at this time. Let power attend the efforts of the great ones, and so let it be, and help us to do our part. Second invocation. Let the Lords of Liberation issue forth. Let them bring succor to the sons of men. Let the rider from the secret place come forth, and coming save. Come forth, Almighty One. Let the souls of men awaken to the light. May they stand with massed intent. Let the fiat of the Lord go forth. The end of woe has come. Come forth, Almighty One. The hour of service of the saving force has now arrived. Let it be spread abroad, Almighty One. Let light and love and power and death fulfill the purpose of the coming one. The will to save is here. The love to carry forth the work is widely spread abroad. The active aid of all who know the truth is also here. Come forth, Almighty One, and blend these three. Construct a great defending wall. The rule of evil now must end. And let's conclude with the third great invocation, followed by a blue Om after each stanza. On the note G of love, from the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth, and let us sound a blue Om. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. And now raise your clasp hands above the head and say, and so let it be, and help us to do our part. And bring the energies to your forehead and let them rest on your heart to be distributed to your immediate environment and beyond. May the blessing of the Christ and of the hierarchy rest upon all true servers, and may they stand tranquil in the midst of strife. May the light of the garden of our souls be on the inner plane what the sun is to the gardens of the world, a place where the door of initiation stands ever open, and where the light of life shines forth, thus bringing healing to the whole. Thank you, friends, for joining us today.